Hey everybody, it's Saturday morning. It's about 10:45 West Coast time. A couple things just popped up right now in Minneapolis at the State House, I guess, or the main county building, city building. There's some pro ICE MAGA influencer who is holding a rally, a counter protest in support of ICE and their tactics. And it reminded me, I was listening to the secret podcast with JVL and Sarah Longwell from the Bulwark yesterday. And it's their podcast that comes out on Fridays. And Sarah went through a bunch of the polling and was talking about how, Stephen Miller and people within the Trump administration really believed that the American people broadly would be totally behind the administration's use of ICE in the way that this administration is using ICE and ICE's tactics. ICE's tactics in conducting their deportation raids and specifically ICE's tactics against protesters. And that turns out to have been a really, really, really bad miscalculation on the part of the administration. Depending on what polling you look at, and there was a bunch of polling that came out yesterday and the day before, it's in the range of 60 to 40 against ICE to 70 to 30 against ICE. So, at least 65% of Americans are broadly and strongly against ICE's tactics and how they've currently been handling themselves. And, it's like you can talk about how this administration and Donald Trump doesn't give a shit about polling anymore. Stephen Miller certainly doesn't care about polling. He's not motivated by that. He's never run for office in his entire life. But, and, you can say what you want about the midterms, but if those numbers keep going up against ICE and Donald Trump's numbers are cratering, 58% of Americans polled this week said that Donald Trump's first year is a failure. And his approval rating is like in the 37% range right now. That's going to make it nearly impossible for Republicans to run successfully this November. But again, it's like that's 10 months away, man. The midterms are 10 months away. The last year felt like a decade. The second thing that I saw that popped up, again, it's just like the incompetence and lack of training of these ICE agents is stunning to me. It is stunning to me. Very frequently, when ICE agents are going up against protesters, or they're stopping a car to arrest somebody, or they're going into somebody's house to arrest somebody, they're leaving their vehicles unlocked. And more than once now, people in the crowd have gotten into their vehicles. Or there have been occasions where ICE has abandoned their vehicles. And these vehicles have been full of unsecured weapons, firearms. People are stealing ICE's firearms because they're storing them in vehicles in an unsecured manner. And, we saw video this week of people dislodging and dragging, ripping out kind of a long lockbox from the back of an ICE SUV. That's where you're supposed to put your weapons. Yeah, ICE hasn't been doing that. And, so of course ICE is framing this as, Antifa protesters breaking into their cars and, stealing their guns. But it's because ICE agents have been leaving their cars unlocked and leaving unsecured weapons just like laying on the floorboard. Oh, there's a couple guns. It's just like the again, the top to bottom stunning incompetence of everybody in this administration. I don't even have words. They're law enforcement, supposed to be, and they're not securing their guns inside their vehicles, and they're not locking their vehicles when their guns are in the vehicle unsecured. It's stunning to me at this point that ICE agents haven't ended up shooting each other, which I feel is imminent. That like that's going to happen at any given moment, and they'll just blame the protesters for that when it happens. Because what are they going to do? They're going to release ballistics reports showing that one ICE agent accidentally shot another. They'll just fucking lie about that, like they lie about everything else. They're leaving unsecured firearms in unlocked vehicles. I, Unreal.